What is going on, anyone? I'm Sir James from Gamerfuzion.com, and within this video I'm here to give you my review for Age of Zombies for the PlayStation Vita. And the game description goes like this. In the Age of Zombies, our hero Barry Steak Fries employs the use of time portals to stop the evil zombie scheme of Professor Brains. Using a huge pile of weapons and explosives, Steak Fries is the real deal for bloodthirsty splattering needs, played on a top-down shooter and offering style of flair through humor, intense action, and zombie blasting carnage. Age of Zombie puts Steak Fries up against the zombie masses and says good luck. Now, the story overall, the game's not really meant for story focus. It's just there for kind of a little bit of extra, a little bit of humor here and there. And to be honest, throughout my entire playthrough, throughout the game, there was a couple moments within the game I did have a couple chuckles at. But the main focus here is to basically blast away zombies, and that is a ton of fun within the game. As for the graphics overall for Age of Zombies look really good on the PlayStation Vita. Now, I do want to apologize ahead of time because I'm unable to capture the quality using my camera, but in person, trust me, the game is really bright and really colorful depending on the level of location you're in. Now, depending on the locations you're in, because you are going to be time traveling throughout different scenes within the game, the graphics tone and the quality from what I've seen within the different levels fit the tone really well. It felt like I was within the time zone, and based on how the character looks and the zombies overall, with everything going in fast motion running at 60 frames per second, I didn't see anything wrong with the actual graphics altogether. But the graphics is colorful, and based on the facts I was reading, comparing it between previous versions that were featured on the Android tablets, PC, and the Vita version, the game was actually remastered for the PlayStation Vita, giving that much brighter and crisper look to the game. But overall, the graphics were really well done for this style game. Now let me go ahead and talk about the overall gameplay, but before we get to that, let's go ahead and visit the controls. The controls for this game is very simple. Now, doing a little bit of research about the game, I found out this is actually the first platform this game has been on featuring dual analog sticks, and based on the result, this is actually something the developer's been wanting to go for and has actually worked out quite well for this title. Now, the controls goes like this. Using the left analog stick, you move your character around the screen. Using the right analog stick will allow you to aim and fire in that different directions in a full 360 motion, and of course using the left and or right bumper will use different equipment such as grenades, turrets, landmines, and more. Now within the game, it goes like this in terms of how the game is played. Basically, you're there to survive an endless amount of zombies depending on the mode you pick. There's the story mode, but like I said, it's nothing really there to get so much excited for, so just basically stick with survival mode, which is survive as many waves of zombies as possible, and the game tends to get harder and harder, which is another new addition to this game for the PlayStation Vita purposely, because they added an extra difficulty mode for you to play on. Now, based on how it goes, is that as you're killing zombies, you're going to get this multiplier, and the higher multiplier you get access to special weapons. You get access to like a shotgun, a Gatling gun, a flamethrower, this chainsaw which has like a time limit. You even get some kind of like movie references items, like you have a shield and the hoverboard, which will be a reference to Back to the Future, because the game does tend to go back and forth between future and past. So you do get some little movie references here and there, especially with the dialogue throughout the story mode, but that's basically the main objective here. It's basically just a fun little arcade game where you survive against zombies and just shoot hordes of zombies all together. But like I said, the gameplay is very simple and enjoyable. As for the sound, the overall sound design within the game is also really good. First off is the in-game soundtrack as you're killing the zombies. That had a really nice tone and beat to it, to where I basically got in the mood and I was enjoying every single moment of it. There's not one piece of music that kicked on. It's like, wow, you just totally killed the mood. Now I'm not really in the mood to kill zombies. But no matter what was playing, it felt just right depending on the situation that you're currently in. The next portion, which I think is a little bit funny, is that every time you pick up weapons and items, you have, and of course depending on which time period you're in, you have basically, if a zombie was able to talk, and depending on the time period, basically he says what it is. Like for example, if you pick up an SMG, he's like, SMG. And then like when you get to like the western like areas, he sounds a little bit more western, but you also have the zombie talk as you pick up different equipment and so on. I thought that was a really cool touch. And of course you have the zombies after they get close to you, they're like, brains, and you know, things like that. But the sound overall was really catchy, enjoyable. The music in the game was really awesome, and like I said, I like that little future. Like I said, it's not like a big game changer or anything, but I just thought it was funny just hearing the zombies talk or just a zombie voice as you pick up equipment and depending on the time period you're in, fitting in that language. But overall, that was pretty cool, and I think the sound design altogether for this game was top notch. As for the lifespan, what kind of lifespan do I see in Age of Zombies? And to me, this game has a really good lifespan, and here's my reasons why. First off, the game does feature trophy support, so if you're one of those players who enjoy getting platinum trophies, this is definitely an easy game to get a platinum for. Another reason why is because the game does feature leaderboards and a survival mode with a higher difficulty level, giving you that extra challenge. And the main reason why people want to keep coming back to playing this game is to enjoy the survival mode, to enjoy the challenges that the game has to offer. Not only that, especially if you're looking for a game on your PlayStation Vita that has basically very little download size, that doesn't take up too much on your memory card, and something that's inexpensive, this game does fit that requirement right there, because the game is only $5. Really cheap, really inexpensive, and the game takes up less than 50 megabytes on your PlayStation Vita memory card, which Vita memory cards can get a bit expensive depending on the size you're going with or the one you're currently stuck with. I know there's a lot of people that currently only use the 4 gig, which is very less, but like I said, you could easily add this game to your memory card and it's hardly going to take up any space. Not only that, this game is easy to start up and load up very quickly. So if you're looking for a game you could easily start up very quickly because you're waiting in line, maybe over at Disneyland, or maybe you're trying to enjoy a car ride, plane ride, or whatever, you could easily start this game up because all it is just a little fun arcade shooter shooting away at endless amount of zombies. As for the innovative for the game goes like this. In addition to the new twin stick controls and remastered graphics, Age of Zombies on the Vita also includes the original game bonus Wild West Chapter, additional survival challenges, a slightly higher difficulty mode, global leaderboards, trophy support, and a new health bar to monitor the main protagonist's steak fries' health. So all that all together, even with the low price of $4.99, makes this game really enjoyable and a must-have for the PlayStation Vita. Now in the end, I'm going to give this game a full 10 out of 10, because based on the amount of time that I put into this game, I didn't see anything wrong with this game at all. I mean, true, the story mode is a little bit of cheesy, nothing memorable, but the survival mode makes up for that with the addition of the leaderboards and trophy support. But altogether, like I said, I'm giving this game a full 10 out of 10. If it was at the price point of 10, then I probably would have deducted the game in terms of points, but since the game is extremely cheap, to me the price is just right for the PlayStation Vita. But like I said, a full 10 out of 10. If you guys want to check out some gameplay, you guys could check the links down below. Anyways, I'm Sir James from Gamerfuzion, and remember, Gamerfuzion empowers your gaming.